In summary, for phase 2, our exercises that we did were the body weight tricep dips, the scapular strengthening, the Y's, T's, and I's, the powerlift presses, and the cardio rows. As you can see on the slide, we also listed the reps and sets, the intensity that we'd like you to aim for, and the target heart rate zone, and we have a slide above that tells you how to calculate that. We also have a section of frequency 3 times per week for strengthening exercises and cardio. This is a continuation of the previous phase's powerlift press exercise. To set up this exercise, you will need a resistance band or some other type of resistance pulley system and a chair near the door. Begin by placing the knot in the resistance band in the doorway at chest height. Make sure to check that the band will not slide through the door before starting the exercise. Now the athlete will demonstrate the powerlift press. First, the athlete will grab the resistance band so that her arms are directly in front of her without any rotation of her trunk, and her elbows are extended. From here, the athlete will bend her elbows so that her hands come into her chest while avoiding rotating her trunk. This is 1 rep of the powerlift press, and this should be repeated for the listed number of sets and reps. This is the correct way to do the exercise. Do not allow your trunk to rotate toward the band. Also, make sure that the band is at the correct height for you. The aerobic cardio rows will require the following equipment: a low resistance band or pulley system, a sturdy surface to attach the resistance band to, and a chair. Start by attaching the band to a sturdy surface or a hinge of a door. You want to have 2 pieces to hold one with each hand, and make sure it is sturdy before beginning. Now the athlete will demonstrate how to do this exercise. At first, this exercise might feel awkward, so start slow. The pattern to follow with this exercise is to start with both arms extended and leaning forward in your chair. Next, you will lean back to a neutral posture with your arms still extended. Then, flex your elbows and shoulders so that your elbows go just past your sides, but they are tight against your body. Next, straighten your elbows, and lastly, lean forward. That is 1 complete cycle of a cardio row. Complete this slowly until you get used to the pattern. Once you are comfortable with the form, then you can increase the speed like so. Ideally, while doing this exercise, you should be in your moderate to vigorous heart rate zone. That is the correct way of doing this exercise. Notice how the athlete involved both movement at her trunk and arms. You do not want to only move at your arms, as this will not get a full cardio workout. Now complete this exercise for the previously mentioned duration and intensity. To begin this exercise, you will need a raised surface to lay on and a small 1 to 2 pound dumbbell or a weighted object. Once you have the equipment needed, lay on the edge of a surface on your stomach so that your shoulder is over the edge. First, the Y's will be demonstrated. Notice how the athlete is moving slow and controlled with her elbow fully extended and her arm is moving in a diagonal direction as to make a Y. One tip that you can use is to try to bring your arm in line with your ear. This is the correct way to do the exercise. Make sure that you are not shrugging your shoulder when you are performing this exercise, as this is a compensation that can lead to pain. Next, the athlete will demonstrate the T's in the same position as before. Notice how the athlete's elbow is fully extended and how she is bringing her arm from a direction perpendicular to the floor to a parallel position to the floor. This is the correct way to do the exercise. Do not shrug the shoulder or bring your arm past parallel to the floor. Lastly, the athlete will demonstrate the I's. Notice how the athlete's arm is going straight up in a vertical direction with her elbow fully extended in a slow and controlled motion. You can also aim to bring your arm height even with your ear for this exercise. This is the correct way to do the exercise. Do not shrug the shoulder or bring the arm out too wide. Now complete each of these exercises for the previously listed sets and reps on both arms. Here, the athlete is doing tricep dips in the correct form. Notice how she keeps her hands directly behind her shoulders, moving at a slow and controlled motion while bending her elbows to 90 degrees, and her head is in alignment with her trunk. Here, the athlete has poor form with increased rounded shoulders in a forward head posture. This can lead to increased stress on the shoulder and could lead to injury. Here, the athlete has her arms too far apart from her body. Her elbows are not in alignment with her shoulders. This can create stress on the elbow. Here, the athlete is performing the exercise in an uncontrolled motion and going too fast and not dipping down far enough. This does not allow for proper strengthening and could also lead to injury. If you have any pain when performing this exercise, please stop. In summary, for phase 2, our exercises that we did were the bodyweight tricep dips, the scapular strengthening, the Y's, T's, and I's, the pal-off presses, and the cardio rows. As you can see on the slide, we also listed the reps and sets, the intensity that we'd like you to aim for, and the target heart rate zone, and we have a slide above that tells you how to calculate that. We also have a section of frequency 3 times per week for strengthening exercises and cardio.